topic today is Beauty from Within through Fasting and Cleansing. And I have a guest speaker who is in her office right down the street from the Laurel Canyon House. Our topic is why to fast, how to cleanse, issues that come up, fears you might have, and the benefits. Annabelle owns a company called Healing Waters Institute. She is on Laurel Canyon, about 4 businesses down, and you can see a little picture of it. And Annabelle, how long have you been doing colonics?
For over 5 years. I worked with a doctor out in Pasadena for 1 year, and now I've been in business by myself for 1 year. For 4 years. It's been an amazing journey as far as interacting with people at this level of vulnerability, but very, very gratifying.
Prior to doing colonics, what did you do?
I was a masseuse for 4 years.
Great. So you've been in the healing industry for a long time. Why do you call it Healing Waters?
Because the waters go in and help your body to heal. And when you understand the concept of detoxing, to have water just flushing through your system, it brings you back to certain levels of core connection to your body that is so vital for your process of healing. When you can start to understand the language of your body and recognize the messages that is constantly given to us, it allows you to then handle it sooner and not be fearful of it. To know that you are empowered with your own healing is really amazing power.
It is, and
it's difficult to explain until you do start to connect with it. When you understand that anything that has to do with the rectum requires surrender, and when you surrender, it gets you out of your ego and intellect just long enough to hear the voice of your spirit and of your soul, and that connection is absolutely vital for the success of any kind of a detox.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I have goosebumps as you're saying it, and I have to share with you my experience. I've actually done, I was introduced to the idea of colonics, and it was scary for me, the idea of someone sticking something anywhere and pushing water in was not attractive, and most of the people I speak to about colonics, they just go, no, I don't even want to talk about that. But my first experiences, and the reason I have brought Annabelle in is Annabelle has a colonics table that is considered the Rolls Royce of colonics. And what that means is it's a gravity fed, right?
That's correct. The rectal nozzle is only the size of a straw. You look at your pinky, and that's basically the size of it. So when you understand that you do your own insertion, that might be a little intimidating for some of you, but it is absolutely imperative that you know every inch of your body. We don't want the doctors to be the first ones to know. So I leave you in the room, you're very private, it's all by yourself. You sit on a device that kind of looks like a reclining position in a hot tub, the formation that you would find in a hot tub. And you're lying there with the space in between your legs where there's a spigot that the connection for the rectal nozzle is at. And after you do the insertion, it only goes in about 2 inches. You are completely covered. There's no smell, there's no mess. And the water being gravity fed means that it's very gentle. There's no pressure behind it. Anyone who has done a colonic before on the other system, they use pressurized water, and it can kind of intimidate you at first because it's just like this flush of water, and then you have to hold it. Well, you're on a massage table that if you happen to leak out or, God forbid, you blow out, the smell is beyond belief. So now we're talking about major humiliation and embarrassment. You have to get off the table and walk to the bathroom to expel the rest of the water. I don't want to have to go through that, and I don't want my clients to go through that. So the system that I use, you evacuate everything right on the device, and that allows you to just have a really relaxing, I know it sounds relaxing.
It is very relaxing, yeah.
It is really relaxing.
It is, it's like you can't express the experience, and you see the smile on my face and a smile on her face, and people are going, are you crazy? So, and if you wouldn't mind, Annabelle, share with us what kind of people seek you out and what their issues are initially, and how do they overcome this fear to even just try something that is just one of the most extraordinary processes in what I call not only cleansing, but God, enlightenment, because the feeling of releasing a dense matter that's holding emotion and negative experiences, this is the only, I've gone through many, many different modalities of healing, but the colonics process of eliminating this density in your body is not just eliminating fecal matter, it's eliminating past experiences, negative references, negative emotions that are being stored in your body because you're not aware of the buildup that's in your intestines that have maybe been sitting there for 10, 20 years. That's really why I bring this process in. Annabelle, if you'll go ahead, tell us about who comes in, why they come in, and really what's so intimate between our experiences with colonics versus why people would never even be open to the idea.
Yeah, I get all walks of life, from 10-year-olds who are stopping up their plumbing at home and their mothers are going crazy, to 80-year-olds whose colons have become so weak, and because of medications, they are no longer functioning properly, and they are just so in pain. And pain is an amazing motivator. It will make you transcend a lot of different things to alleviate that pain. So what I try to do is go out of my way to make it as comfortable and as dignified and as enjoyable as possible. When you do start to detoxify, you literally feel the poisons leaving your body. And the best part is that we get to see these poisons leaving your body because there's a tube that runs alongside the machine at the floor as your stuff is coming out. So you get to see what has been in your body. And that kind of gross thought, whatever, but it brings it to the forefront. You have to own it to really start to mindfully make choices differently. And until you do own it, our brain can come through any kind of rationalization or justification as to why you may not need to do something. But when you start to see that black mud leaving your body like sludge, and that sensation of literally something evil leaving your body, it's an amazing thing.
It is. It's not only physical mass removing your body, but energetically, there's like a lightness in your thought process, a lightness in your body. But when you feel something, and my personal experience is, I could tell the difference when I was moving something really dense that was emotionally debilitating, and when I was just moving stuff I ate yesterday. Now, I know that sounds really gross, but we don't put any attention to our process of elimination, and elimination is part of what we're moving into. Surrendering thing, understanding how to surrender. Colonics is one of those processes that really gives you, I know that sounds really weird, doesn't it, control over the process of surrender.
Yeah, and when you do start to gain that control, you find yourself compelled to want to take on new challenges, because the high of overcoming and that empowerment that it gives you, there's not a drug on this planet that will give you that kind of a high. And so you start to apply this in different areas. When you can literally overcome the fear of going to the bathroom in front of a stranger for 35 to 40 minutes, so much so that at the end of it, you have a sense of calmness, a sense of peace that comes over you, that years and years it's been since you've ever felt anything like that, because we become accustomed to the stress levels. When you start to feel that, wow, it just catapults you into a whole nother level of wanting to take on more and more, because you now believe in yourself. You have a concrete action that you've done that you can call upon. And that's really empowering. It's a wonderful feeling, wonderful feeling.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week at A Woman's Way Friday lunch. Aloha from Hawaii.